So we've got the Range Rover back in, obviously the 94 Classic. As you might have seen before in a previous video, we had it sitting on a rolling TD5 Discovery chassis. This time we're going to use the full rolling Discovery chassis from the grey one that we stripped. So we're going to put this on that chassis and make sure it all lines up, the engine fits in the hole, etc, etc. We know the chassis kind of fits, it's just to see whether it fits in with the engine and everything else. So that's what we're doing now. Right, so last time, if you remember rightly, when we put a Disco 2 body on a Disco 1 chassis, we had to put 2-inch lift blocks on the back to make the mounts up. So, do it the other way around, alright, Range Rover Classic, but same as a Disco 1 body in the mounting situation. And a Disco 2 chassis, obviously we've got to rotate that. So we've got to take 2 inches off the body mounts on this to fit there. Now we can either cut the chassis, don't really want to do that. I know I've got to modify the rear bumper mounts anyway, but I'd rather leave the chassis as it is. I'd rather nip these off on the back here and bring them up by 2 inches. Easier to do, and it means I haven't got to muck about, so today I can just cut that off and it will sit down in the right place. So we've got to do that first, then line the chassis up with the shell, and lower it down and get all the rest of them sit where they're supposed to be, and hopefully we should be okay. So let's get on. So there we go, Range Rover Classic body, Discovery 2 chassis, TD5 engine, everything fits just. I think we're going to have to manipulate the aircon rad, but obviously this is all a bit twisted anyway, so we need to sort of straighten that a bit, get that on, but she sits alright. We've got the 16-inch alloys, fairly wide tyres I suppose. What are they, can't see it now. 255. So 255 wide tyres we've got clear, just about right, I think. I probably will get the 18-inch mondials to go on this, because there is an aftermarket wheel that they put on the classics with the bigger PCD on the original running gear, that charge a fortune for. So I think 18-inch mondials on this would look very good. So yeah, so obviously we've still got all the old Range Rover bits in, but that will fit. The matrix pipes are pretty much already there. We've got the hole for the loom to go through that come out the disco, same shape. Obviously the ACE system can be bolted up here somewhere. Intercooler, everything's there. So it's literally, we've just got to massage that front panel into the right position, because I think if you look at it, it's slightly in, so it needs to be pulled over a bit from where it was on that other chassis, not quite right. But this has all got to be changed anyway, because it's all a bit rotten, so we can do that. So yeah, chuffed. Obviously all the body mounts are in pretty much the right place. This one we had to cut off obviously, but again, they're not touching, they're in the right place. They just need welding back on the right place. Now obviously we've got to change these for the Range Rover Classic bumper, although I will offer it up just in case. But the tow bar extension for the D2 we're obviously not going to need. The step we can probably take off, well we will have to take off, because obviously that folds flat. But it's all got to come off again anyway and be stripped down, ready for galvanising, etc. So yes, rather chuffed with that. It's another little job we did today. Like I said before, the chassis we use for the Cummins is grotty. You can see it, I'll show you. That's all rotted out. That's all rotted out down there. I don't suppose that's far behind it. So we knew it was only going to be a sacrificial chassis anyway, just for testing. This is the chassis off my 300 TD5, as I used to call it. So today we've got the Cummins off this chassis, and hopefully my friend can come up and weld the mounts, because you can see they're different. They're just tacked on there for now, just to try it out on here, as I say, but they'll go on that chassis. You can see the gearbox mounts there. They can bolt on, and these need to be cut off, and those ones fitted to it. So hopefully he can come soon and do that, otherwise I'll be sitting on this for weeks. And there's the Cummins. You can see how vast it is. Straight 6 diesel, big chunky gearbox, and then a Land Rover LT230 with the correct ratio. Doesn't look like it's going to handle it, does it? But I'm told it will if I'm careful. So that is the lump. Bloody heavy. I think it goes in about 600-700 kilos as it sits there. So we're going to need some heavy duty springs on the front of that, but we'll get them. So right, moving on. So a bit of an update where we are. The pain in the backside Freelander cost me more money. We've had a part worn tyre on there because that was advised for the MOT, and it failed on emissions. Now there's the old cat. I've got a receipt for that for 2 years ago, but we've put another full cat on it with lambda sensor. So if it fails the emissions now, then I'm at a loss. Engine management light still flashes, still says misfire on cylinder 1 and 4, so I can only imagine that's going to be a wiring issue. So if it doesn't pass the emissions this time, I know it's definitely to do with the light, and I'm going to burn it. But anyway, that's that. So that's going off for a retest today. Onto the 90. Fitted an LED work light. We have fitted in a centre cubby box. Now my friend had this in his, but when he extended his truck cab to a extra long truck cab, it didn't fit.
Now this goes, obviously screws down at the front here, and it clips. It's made, you can't really see, but it's clipped right under here, so it doesn't go anywhere. There is a sub and amp in it, but I don't think that works. I don't know if we're going to wire it up yet, but also fitted, I don't know if you can see that, hopefully, a new boost gauge. The one that was in it was a horrible tacky multicolour thing, so we've just gone for a basic black one. So the roof thing, as you can see, the rear work light is on there. So a couple of little jobs done on there. The chassis, the scrap chassis that the Cummins was on, I've forked onto the top of the replacement chassis just for now to save a bit of room. I know I showed you the other day, but you can really see how bad this one was. And in there, so hopefully my mate said he should be able to get over next week, so we'll be able to get that transferred, and then we can get this other one scrapped. Then we've got this spare Discovery 2 chassis that I used to mock up the Classic on. I've got a job coming up where I've got to do a galvanised chassis on a Discovery 2, so we're going to strip down this one and use it. So that's the next job. So yeah, so that's where we're at today. I'll end this one here because it's getting on a bit. Just seems to be a lot of updates. Don't seem to be doing a lot of filming of work, but there's a lot of little bits and pieces that need doing. So I'm just trying to button up a few things so we can get on. As I say, we've got a Disco 2 galvanised chassis swapped coming up. Supposed to be doing it this month, but with the new lockdown, we'll have to see how we can get on with getting the work done for the blasting and the galving and getting parts, etc. So that might drag on a little bit, but we're going to try. Also got a P38 that I've had for a little while here that needs having a galv chassis under it. So that's gonna get done at the same time. So hopefully we can get all the work done. Then hopefully today the converted turbo loom for the Metro should arrive. So that's another job. So as soon as we get the chassis down, we can get on and get the engine out that's in the Metro, which is obviously already a 1.8 143 VVC engine that we converted last year or year before now, I think. And sell that, and obviously get the turbo engine with the BRM gearbox, etc. back in. So that's where we are at the moment. We're going to go out and use the RC car in the next few days as well. So there's a lot of things coming up. I know the videos don't really have any kind of rhyme or reason, it's just day by day. So if you like what you see, it passes a couple of minutes while you're watching. Like, subscribe and share, leave us a comment. Try not to moan too much. The world is what it is. But thanks for watching, and see you soon in another one.